Hi everyone, it's the founder of Missing in America. I am popping on live regarding the Jimmy Heisel case and bodies being in the yard and one being Samantha Burns. The reason why I'm coming back on is for one reason and one reason only. I have been getting several messages in my private inbox regarding people making comments about my last video, saying that my video was very opinionated. Yes, I am a very opinionated person. I've been doing this for 12 years. I'm not just a person who shares flyers. I am not just a person who makes flyers. I have 12 years on ground experience in this case. Now, Mrs. Chapman, I've seen your comments. First thing I want to say, not once in my last video did I call Mr. Heisel a liar. Okay, let's clear that up. My last video was clearly just to explain the different aspects of this case and what they may be doing and what may not be doing. Just because the press has come out and said nothing was found, that means nothing was found. And yes, you know, we're talking about, from what I know, from what I read, is a 7-foot hole. Yes, could be done in a day or two, sifting. But not once did they say, well, you know, the whole area, they could have moved the bodies. Okay. I understand that people are going to be opinionated because they don't know the ins and outs of certain processes. And I'm not the kind of person that puts a little whipped cream and some cherries on it for you. I'm going to tell it like it is, and I'm going to tell it like I see it. This case is downright a hot mess. And one of the most craziest cases probably I've ever seen, There's just so many dynamics to it. Okay, for one, well, law enforcement didn't search enough. FBI didn't search enough. Well, let me just tell you something. Not once did the press say that FBI or law enforcement determined that the ground was disturbed. These are very, very, very experienced people. And I don't think that I can understand people having questions, but I don't understand people bullying and attacking people. First of all, yes, we put our Jimmy Heisel's videos and the neighbors' videos of the lives out there, yes. Why? Because people are following this case, and people are friends and fans of Missing in America. They know I'm not going to sugarcoat stuff. I'm going to say it like it is. Some people may like that, some people may not like that. Missing in America's got a lot of haters. Great. Haters are our biggest fans. So, that being said, not once, this does not mean that this case is over with. And I don't appreciate people putting words in my mouth. I simply stated the certain factors that I think could be involved here, which that's the reason why our followers love our page. We tell them what they need to hear, not speculation, rumor, gossip. I'm going to take this off of my thing right here because for some reason the sun's in my eyes and I can't see comments. Hello, Wendy. Thank you for joining us, Anne. So, that being said, that does not mean that this case is over with. Do I believe him? I don't know what to believe, to be honest with you. There is so much weirdness to this case. But I also do, knowing being a domestic violence victim myself, severely domestic violence, and one of our fans actually even commented on this. I'm not going to blow her out of the water and put her name out there, but this is also indicative of a serious domestic violence abuser. I want you guys to keep all the factors in mind. I'm not just going to put one side out there. I'm sorry. And yes, there was a Canadian reporter that contacted our page that had asked us to release a statement for her. First of all, Missing America has no interest in releasing statements, nor do we want to release statements or get involved in that aspect of the case. That's up for law enforcement to do all that stuff. There's just some weirdness going on, and I have not been able to prove it yet, but I have a feeling that there is someone making multiple profiles pretending to be other people. Let's just put it that way. Hi, Danielle. Let me read your comment for a minute, honey. Yeah, you know what? Danielle, I'm stuck in the middle too. There's no way to really know yes or no. And that's how I explained my last video. I explained the different components of what could be going on here. I did not call Mr. Heisel a liar in my last video. We have some people from other organizations that are haters on us. That's why we're getting a series and they're not. They don't know the behind the scenes aspects of actually physically being on the ground and being involved in an investigation and how the process works. And people who don't know that, I understand. From them saying that my idea, that's, in my view, that's being opinionated. So, thank you for the hearts, guys. I really appreciate it. And I know that's why people follow, because I'm going to give the facts. Just because nothing was found does not mean that this case is over with. I want everyone to be aware of that. And I want everyone to keep an open mind about everything going on surrounding this. The press did not say that they determined. If someone had disturbed that area, you better bet your sweet little butt that law enforcement and the FBI is going to know, because I personally know how to determine that as well. They can determine if that area was disturbed and how far down it was disturbed. You're talking about a 7-foot hole. 15 years, there's going to be roots growing through there. There's just a lot of aspect. And unless you know the ins and outs of a case, there's a lady called JJ Chapman that's attacking our YouTube channel, Missing in America, saying that we're calling him a liar in the support group. We are not calling anyone a liar. I personally don't know what to believe. I guess I'm happy that one of our followers had commented that about her being involved in a domestic violence group, and that this is indicative of a person that it has serious domestic violence issues. My question is, first of all, she's right on the money. She's absolutely 100% right on the money. And I guess my question would be, is I wonder if he has any past domestic violence incidences against other females. I would be curious to know that, or he has have any other domestic violence orders against them. Hello, Andrea. It's nice to see you again. Lisa, thank you for joining us. I'm just going to read a few comments because I have a ton of them. And there is a lag in the video. So if I don't answer your comment, I will try to answer as soon as I can. But the ones that are coming through, I'll try to answer them as much as possible. Laura, I'll send you some stuff, but if you look on our page, it's regarding a man on Facebook Live stating that his new wife had admitted that there were bodies being in the yard, or a 7-foot hole, or a burn pit, and one being Samantha Burns. Yeah, Lisa, I'm lost too. I mean, I'm not lost, but there's so many avenues to this case. It's like my head's spinning. Yeah, you're right, Andrea. The truth will come out. Hi, Tiffany. Thank you for your question. Did police... I'm trying to read this. Did the police check the burn pile that was mentioned? I'm pretty sure that they did. And like I said, I know that I don't know 100% where in conjunction the burn pile is in conjunction with the supposed 7-foot hole they're talking about. We did share some. If you go to our YouTube channel, you can see it. Some live video of someone that's connected to the female was actually doing this live, and the reason why we put it on is because there's a lot of people interested in this case and a lot of people following. We want them to be able to follow it. That's why they go to our page. Tiffany, yes, and from as far as what the report says, nothing significant was found. What that means could mean many things, but I can guarantee you this is probably not over with. Yeah, Kristen, thank you for joining us. They did say that nothing was found, but they also didn't say that they determined that the area that they dug was disturbed. From what I know, no, he has not been recently back online. From what I know, from what I understand, and this is through secondhand information, that he is in hiding. And I don't appreciate this reporter getting our organization involved like we're on their side. We're not on any side. This is what we do. We're not in that area. If it was my case or in that area or be conducted, first of all, it's FBI's case and it's an FBI jurisdiction. Nobody can be involved except for law enforcement and the FBI. So let's just get that straight. You're welcome. Lisa, I am positive that they, I saw all the live videos. From what I saw, they did everything by the book. They roped it off. They surveyed all the area. Yeah, 15 years. They have a lot of technology that was probably used in this case that can determine that. Now, I'm pretty sure that they, and I'm speculating, that they went to the area of interest that he was referring to. I'm sure he spoke to law enforcement. And, you know, if it's true, I applaud the guy. And like I said, I don't know what to think, to be honest with you. I really don't know what to think in this case. There's just so many weirdness going on with it. Yeah, Tiffany, that's exactly my thoughts about, you know, he posted. I'm sure he's going low-key and was probably told to stop, or I don't know, maybe, I mean, he did say, mark my words, remains will be found. Yeah, I don't know, Kristen, as far as that's concerned. I don't follow him, nor am I friends on Facebook. I was told that they brought in dogs and ground penetrating radar. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people that are following the case, that may be being involved in other, you know, missing persons organizations that make flyers or share flyers, it's easy to speculate and to attack someone based off of what we're saying. They don't do what Missing in America does, so therefore I would appreciate it if people did not, especially Mrs. chaplain attack our YouTube channel or our posts, or be talking about us in this supposed group that they have, supporters for him. I personally have no personal dealings with them, and as far as professionalism goes, I think I am way more qualified to answer these questions than anybody. I have 12 years. I've searched for human remains. I know the ins and outs of drones and searching and evidence collection, remains detection. I've been in these cases for 12 years. I'm not just a flyer sharer. So let's just clear that up. And yes, I am very opinionated. I call it like I say it. Am I always right? 99.9% of the time. And I'm very confident about what I do. And when I'm wrong, I'll admit that I'm wrong. My last video, if everyone wants to go watch it, they can see it on the on our YouTube channel, Missing in America. You will see not once did I call this guy a liar. I specifically just explained all the different things that could be going on here and why they're doing what they're doing. Let me go back on. Hi, Diane. Kristen, I am not aware of that. I mean, you have to understand, guys. One thing I want you to please keep in mind is, and keep an open mind about, is just because you see something in a comment, you know, in another group or under a post, doesn't necessarily mean it's true. 9 times out of 10, you can't even believe what comes out in the media. If I had a dime for every time that I looked at an old case and I had to depend on the news media's information, 95% it's misrepresented around the actual facts. That's just something to keep in mind when you see those comments. You can't always believe what people say. There's a lot of drama, a lot of speculation going on in here. One person believes one person, they said it, and it just goes wild. That doesn't necessarily mean it's true. Hi, Molly. Thank you for joining us. Just made a comment on the one of the Jimmy Heisel supporters. Yeah, I'm sure he's commenting in there, and that's okay, but he should be, I guess, he should be doing the stuff through law enforcement and not. The problem is with a lot of these groups is, and please, this is just my theory and what I think, and this is just my personal opinion. A lot of these groups love gossip and they love drama. That's fine. Do a lot of them help solve a lot of cases? Yes. Do they help with a lot of the research? Yes. But it doesn't mean that these people have the right intentions to this man. Right now, I like I said, I never once called the guy a liar. Do I personally have a hard time believing him because of the fact that I've been doing this for 12 years and I've pretty much seen it all? I'm conflicted. I'm really conflicted. And being involved in as a domestic violence person, it even makes me even more skeptical. But that doesn't necessarily mean he's not being honest. This guy, if this guy is lying, he has so many, he's going to have more problems that he wants to deal with, because the implications of what he did and what he going out there like that, you're talking about slander, you're talking about defamation of character. I mean, and another thing I don't understand, and if there's something that I don't know, please let me know immediately. I don't understand how A guy can come forward within days, weeks, or however it's been, lose your truck, your home, and your business. Y'all know me. Y'all know me. I lost everything giving up 12 years of my life to be able to help families reunite themselves with their loved ones. Bringing them home however that may be. And nobody had sympathy for me. So, I just don't know how that correlates. If there's something that I don't know, please feel free to tell me. But I don't know. Unless he got that stuff or acquired that stuff through the marriage, and now that he's not there, she wouldn't let him take the stuff or take his truck or his bit. I don't know the dynamics of that, but it's just a little odd to me. And I'm sure it's odd to a lot of people. So for me to be attacked because I state my opinion, which I think is a lot more valuable than other people's, is a little bit crazy. Laura, thank you for joining us. I do not know those aspects. There are so many rumors going around regarding, his first original video said that she had admitted that there were bodies in the yards, and one of them being Samantha Burns. And that also someone speculated that I didn't know the area, that there are pigs there. If you look at my last video, I specifically said the only way to get rid of human bones is a pig. I said, unless there's pigs on that property, or she has access to a pig farm, I really highly doubt that. That's what I said. And I don't appreciate people putting words in my mouth. And apparently, from what someone says, there are pigs there. Not that I know that to be factual, but that's certainly, if that's true, that's an interesting factor. Thank you for joining us, Lynn. Yeah, Andrea, they are. They're twisting my words like crazy. A lot of people have a lot of questions regarding what's being done and why it's being done, and what could be surrounding this case, and why things could be happening the way they're happening. So that's one of the reasons why I did that video. They twisted my words, and they're making it into something that it's not. And I think I'm a way more qualified to give my expert opinion than they are. So that being said, I thank you guys for joining me. If you continue to have questions, please feel free to ask them underneath the comment. I will answer them as soon as possible. But I want you guys to keep in mind that just because nothing was found does not mean that this is over with. You have to look between the lines of what was being reported. They did not say that, and they're not going to say it because they don't want to interfere with the investigation. I just don't want everybody just to say, well, this guy's a liar because nothing was found. That doesn't necessarily mean that. So, in all defense, do I think everyone should be giving the guy money? That's up to the person who wants to do that. Does anyone, I'm going to give like a minute. Does anyone else have any other questions for me that I could answer? And remember, there's a lag, so I'll give it a minute. Laura, did I answer your question? From what I understand, and that's from what I understand, is my take from his video, is that she admitted that the bodies were in the yard. Not that she admitted to doing it herself or being involved. Oh, geez. I'm sorry, there's so many comments. He doesn't trust local law enforcement and FBI. Well, if you can't trust them regarding this case, then there was no sense of even coming forward. Welcome, Penny. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, and I appreciate your support. You know, and one thing that I, saw regarding this Canadian reporter, because she has actually contacted our page, was that first he had said that he was releasing video and that he had burner phones that were hidden behind the wall. Now, okay, mister, I hope you're watching, because anyone knows about the law. If you have evidence, you are withholding evidence from an investigation. You're looking at jail time. You are not allowed to withhold evidence from law enforcement or FBI. And if FBI, it's a federal crime. So I'm not saying protect the info that's on it, but you're supposed to turn that stuff over to law enforcement. That's the way it's supposed to be done. Thank you, Molly. I appreciate that. Welcome, Karen. I don't know. To be honest with you, I didn't do a background check on this guy, and I'm not really digging into it like I would be. As you guys see, we have 4 big missing persons cases from the 70s that we've blown wide open, but according to other people, I have no credibility. I could just laugh at that. That's all I'm gonna say. So my attention is right now 100% on them, because they are going through a lot right now and they need our love and support. I know one of the people being Eric. I had spoken to Cindy about setting up, and he's in the hospital right now, guys, so any support that you could give is greatly appreciated. I had talked to someone about setting up a GoFundMe for him, a person that deserves the help, but I personally don't want to be involved in it. But, I mean, he can't set it up. I mean, he's don't even have a valid social security number. So, anyway, my focus has been on them. Okay. Thank you for that, Sarah. Yeah, if he had a restraining order, he would have to leave, but that doesn't necessarily mean he couldn't take his own vehicle, unless it was her vehicle. That just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know exactly, Kristen, what was searched. I know the areas of interest was searched, but like I said, just because they say they didn't find anything does not mean that this is over with. I can guarantee you that. I think because Andrea, I think the reason, Andrea, you're referring to Eric or Jimmy Heisel? There is a lot of conspiracy, Becca, regarding this, but to be honest with you, I don't think that plays a factor. Because like I said, what are they trying to say? The FBI is involved in Sarah Burns' murder? I mean, that's ridiculous. That's absolutely absurd. Karen, I'm not sure of that question. I do not know the video was after or before the restraining order. Yeah, Andrea, I think it is a little bit, and that's just my own perspective. Yeah. Supposedly it wasn't him who set up the GoFundMe. It was someone else that set it up for him because of everything going on. Like I said, I don't support it either way. But if the guy's telling the truth, then yeah, he's going to need some help. But we're not going to know he's telling the truth until actually something is found. So that's just a chance that people are going to have to take. I'm sure y'all understand that. I mean, there's no real... my best advice to him would be, take a lie detector test. Have the lady take a lie detector test. I know they're not admissible in court, but I do believe they do help in certain circumstances. The way this guy is emotional right now, I don't know how that would affect that. I do know certain things do affect it. So my best advice is, if he wants people to believe what he's saying, take a lie detector test. But he says he doesn't trust law enforcement or the FBI. Listen, I'm going to say this as nice as possible. And yeah, I am opinionated and I tell it like it is. And I'm not going to put any whipped cream and cherry on it for anybody. Just because you don't see someone doing something doesn't mean they're not doing it. Without getting myself in trouble. Yeah, he does claim to have evidence, burner phones, and supposedly video that he was going to release to a Canadian reporter. That's withholding evidence. To leak it to the media, to me, that's just not the way things are done. I mean, yeah, make a copy of the evidence that you have. There's ways to copy a SIM card. There's a way to copy a movie or a video. I mean, and then turn it over to law enforcement. From what he's saying, that he claims to have stuff and is withholding evidence from law enforcement. He's looking at a criminal record. He's looking at jail time. He's looking at some big problems if what he's saying is true. First he says he's going to release it, and then he says he's not going to release it. So I don't know. Oh, you know, my purpose of coming back on is to just dispute and to, because tons of people are sending me screenshots in my in the Missing in America page of stuff that Mrs. Chapman is saying regarding our organizations, putting words in our mouths and twisting our words. I don't like that, and I don't play nice, and I don't take kindly to it. So that being said, I really don't care what they think. They're just a bunch of people that strive off drama. This is the only time I'm going to go public and live to reiterate and to make sure that people are 100% clear what I said. You can see my original video on our YouTube channel. You can press the subscribe. Anything regarding those cases you will get once we upload it, so that way you can continue to follow. Thank you guys very much for your support. I love you guys so much. I love my fans, my followers. And I know, let me ask you one question. Does anyone here, out of all these comments, like or dislike the fact that I tell it like it is? If you love that I tell it like it is, I want some hearts. If you don't like what it is, give me a mean sign. As far as me telling it like it is. You have to tell people the way it is, because if you speculate and you start drama and you come across and make things sound different than what they actually are, you're deceiving people. Missing America tells it like it is. And if people find that offensive, I truly am sorry. But that's just me. That's why we have a 99.9% recovery rate. Love you guys. For one, I know this isn't about Eric, but Eric Waite is in the hospital. He is really sick. Please say a prayer for him. I love him more than life itself. He is one of Missing America's clients that we've been trying to find out who he is, and we're waiting for DNA results. Please pray for him. And I know y'all will. Give him lots of love. Thank you guys. Have a great day.